Hello everyone, I'm Greg Funderburg and I'll be your host on this magical journey in partnership with ArtsBuild called Imagine. Through Imagine, we will introduce you to the arts through performances and exhibits through a whole bunch of cool local arts organizations right here in Chattanooga and Hamilton County. In each of these videos, you will get an opportunity to see inside and behind the scenes at all of these wonderful arts organizations, from visual arts, music, dance, theater, and more, so you can experience them like never before. Today, we'll be exploring the Sculpture Fields, founded in 2016. The mission of Sculpture Fields at Montague Park is to create and maintain a sculpture park in Chattanooga, Tennessee, of the highest quality, international scope, and of lasting value and benefit to the city and the region. So come along with us as we experience the arts here in our community. Hey everybody, it's Greg Funderburg and I am here at Sculpture Fields here in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and I'm here with my friend Isaac Duncan. He's a board member here. How's it going?
I'm doing great, thank you.
So good to be talking with you. So start by telling me a little bit about the history of this park.
It was originally in 1911 given by Mary Thayer Montague as a gift to the city. It was 49 acres of pristine property. And about right after World War II, it was turned into a landfill. I remember when it was a landfill. I mean, they used to have coyotes and rabbits running around here. There were trees and there was bushes that were as big as trees. And to see it as a lush area that our community can enjoy, relax, look at art, contemplate, things that are going on in their lives, and just have a nice resting place for their minds. It's just great.
So much artwork has been added here. What has that process been like to bring so many pieces of art?
It's a long process. It's a lot of hard work, a lot of volunteers, a lot of good board members donating money, a lot of tying in and making partnerships with people. Not only with the artists, because all the pieces are here. Relatively all the pieces here are temporary. They're on loan by artists. There are some here that are that were donated to us by collectors and artists so that the city can enjoy.
When you talk about the city enjoying these amazing pieces of art, what is it like going through the process to get those artists to allow their artwork to be displayed here in Chattanooga?
The majority of the pieces here are actually by invitation. They're either colleagues or friends of John Henry, other sculptors, or connections through sculpture organizations.
When you think about, all of the hard work that has gone into this, did you ever anticipate to see this park look the way it does today?
I knew it would get here, but I didn't know it was going to get here so fast. This park has been here for 5 years, and it looks like it's been here for more than that. We have a lot of visitors that come in, and when we tell them it's only been here for 5 years, they're just astounded.
When you see artwork like this behind us, start from the beginning stages, the put out here erected on this ground, and to see it standing here, what is it like for you, seeing it from beginning to the end?
It's a great accomplishment for all artists to come up with an idea and then actually see it actually in the real space. Again, that's one thing that sculptors do. We believe in creating pieces for outdoors, for people to hold, to feel, to look at, to walk around. So we come up with the ideas in our mind. Some of us, we decide to draw it. Others go straight into creation, making a model out of clay or steel. Then after that, getting the materials, finding the materials that's appropriate. Sometimes the idea changes. The idea is just a concept. It's just a thought where it doesn't have to stay, because the artists usually like to have the essence of the piece.
So Isaac, tell us about the several different types of artwork here.
So here at Sculpture Fields, you'll find representational work, which actually deals with things that we know and we see, but is represented, or it's an idea of. Abstractions we'll find a lot of, and that's where you take something from nature and you change it, make it look different. Or you might have a concept that it's of something and you just create artwork on that concept. We're going to see a sculpture named Temple Mayan by Linda Howard and Streamers by Ruth Doll.
So let's go take a look at some of them.
Great, let's do that. This piece is by Linda Howard. Linda is originally from Florida. The piece is called Temple Mayan. It was inspired by her trips to Mexico and Guatemala, dealing with Mayan temples. It's also based off of what's called sacred math, which is using geometry and having geometry relate to sacred spaces. If you think about churches and temples, they're created in a specific way. If you look at it, it has 4 corners. It's designated by 4 corners. That gives you a blueprint of any building. The piece is also, if you look at the piece from the side, you'll see it kind of has that stepped pyramid look because it goes from large to small. And this is a good representation of what we call abstract art.
And so what is this made out of?
The piece is made out of multiple pieces of aluminum tubing.
Okay.
So, which is great because it gives you a sense of how a person can take one singular object, multiply it, change the directions to create a much larger object.
So something like this, how long did it take to create for her?
Again, every artist is different, so it can take anywhere from a month to 3 or 4 months.
And so for something like this, if you go inside, it really feels like we're inside of a building.
Yes, and again, that's based off of what it's supposed to be. It's an idea of an architectural form, right? A temple, and actually the doorways are laid out for north, east, west, and south.
And you said earlier that every piece of artwork, you get a chance to look at it and come up with your own opinion of what it really says to you. So when you look at this piece of artwork, what does it say to you?
For me, it feels welcoming, encompassing. It's a sacred space, or a space that I can go and just relax and just let myself go and be one with nature.
So why would you say that?
Because it's opened, but then it's closed. You know, by having the 4 corners and having these walls, it gives a sense of security, but then it's still open to the sky, to the ground. So I get a sense of comfort and protection, but even though I'm outside, I'm still surrounded by walls that give me that protection.
I love, it looks like to me, a little bit of a 3D look looking this way. Is that like normal to see, or am I just seeing something?
No, it's great that you're seeing that, because what you're seeing is how the light is reflecting on each individual piece. So you have these linear these lines, and lines create pattern, and when the patterns cross, they start to create shapes. You know, and those shapes, especially when you draw lines on a piece of paper, when you combine these lines, you start to see form, and that's what you're actually seeing.
So we have another piece of artwork we want to see today. What are we going to next?
We're going to see Ruth Doll's piece, which is called Streamers.
Sounds good. Let's go take a look at it. So Isaac, tell us about this piece of art here.
This piece is by a Chicago artist, Ruth Doll. The name of it is Streamers. If you look at the piece, you can see like these ribbon pieces. It's like when you watch dancers that have ribbons. She calls those streamers. So if you look, you have a form that has a dress that looks like she's dancing or whirling around, and that's where you get the name from.
So what type of art is this?
This is what we call representational. And representational artwork is artwork that's based off of things that we know and we see in our life. So here you have a form, a female form, a dress that's moving in the air, and this ribbon that's being moved.
So looking at this, what is it made out of?
This piece is made out of steel.
Really?
Yes, and it's multiple pieces of steel. As you can see, it's a silhouette cutout, like a stencil cutout, and it's multiple pieces that are put together to create the form.
So I have to ask, when this first started, what did it look like compared to what we see now?
I would say when it was first started, I'm not sure exactly how the artist did it. I know most likely she drew it, but she probably did a cardboard paper cutout and started with one shape, like the body form, and then the dress form, and glue that, and then kept on going to show movement. And all she did was take that information from the model and then reproduce it in steel.
When you see this piece of art, when you look at this, what does it say to you?
It says elegance, it says motion, it says pleasing to the eye. It has all these feelings, and the color excites me. Artists have their particular meaning, but they want you to look at it, imagine, play with it in your mind.
I really appreciate you showing us around today.
Thank you, Greg. I appreciate being here and showing you around.
It has been so much fun, and for my friends watching, how can they come and have this experience for themselves?
They can come to the park, Sculpture Fields at Montague Park. It's at 1800 Polk Street here in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Or they can go online, download the AutoCast app, look for Sculpture Fields, and take a virtual tour at home. Or if they're here, they can take the tour and listen to the artist speak.
And I have to ask, how much is the app?
It's free.
It's free. There's no excuse.
Not at
Isaac,
all.
I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
What a great trip we took today. Be sure to share your journey today with your friends and family, and join us right here next time for an exciting local arts adventure.